Let me know if you can see me okay, if you can hear me okay. We already got 76 people waiting here, which is fantastic. Thank you all so much for coming out. I've been having some connection issues, so please let me know if you can see me okay, if you can hear me okay. I'm not seeing any new comments come up just yet, unfortunately. I see Ivan. We see Jim and Harriet. Thank you so much for coming out. Henry, thank you so much for coming out. Thank you for your message. All right, we got Michael here. And Michael, by the way, thank you so much for that PayPal. I just checked my email. And guys, just before we get started here, I'll mention it. One sec, there's one thing flying away. I will mention it throughout the time, but obviously the live stream today, all the super chats that are going to be sent in, I will personally be sending to people I know in Ukraine that need the money right now, just because being in Brazil, for some reason, I can't link a fundraiser with my live stream. I can link it with videos when I use a VPN, but for the live stream, it hasn't been letting me. So unfortunately, YouTube takes a portion of the money in that way, but any super chats that I get, I will directly send to people there. And then also in the description of this live stream, I have some Ukrainian charities that I would recommend you guys check out if you're able to support at this time. So all the money that is raised will be sent to people who need it. All right. So I'm glad that you guys can see me okay, that you can hear me okay. Hello to Dawn from Burlington, Ontario. But raised in Moose Jaw, fantastic. Anthony, thank you for coming out. Aw, thank you so much to the lovely Brianna. Happy Easter, Alina. You have a gift that I hope helps you enjoy the sunshine. Thank you so much, lovely. The weather is fabulous. I will say that in the time that I have spent here in Sao Paulo, the weather has been spectacular, and it's like fall right now, so can't complain with that. Thank you so much for your donation. Michael, thank you so much for the super chat. Hi, how are you doing, Alina? I'm doing pretty good. Thank you very much, Michael. It's my last week here in Brazil, technically. I'll be heading off to Mexico very early Thursday morning, so just finishing up all my filming here, but there's still like 3 weeks of videos, so don't worry, guys. Still lots to go from Brazil here. So, guys, unfortunately, things are a bit behind schedule today, but let me just give you a view of what we have going on here today. We are currently setting up the march here on Paulista Avenue, which is the main avenue in Sao Paulo, and on Sundays they shut it down towards the public so everybody can walk, and any kind of protests also usually happen in this area. So it was really cool because one of my YouTube subscribers actually connected me to the organizer of this event. She's right there. Her name's Katarina, and she has been putting on marches here in Sao Paulo for quite a few weeks now, since the war has started. And on Sundays, she said they usually have a turnout of about 40 to 50 people, that will march down the avenue. But as some of you all know, today is actually the Ukrainian Orthodox Easter. So of course, some people, have chosen to go to church and spend time with their families instead at this time. So it probably will be a smaller turnout of people, but I still really wanted to come and think, that what they're doing is really cool and admirable. So I thought that I would do a live stream from the event. We'll obviously see if how much time it will take to get all set up, because usually they do an actual march down the avenue, but today we might actually just be more stationary while I do the live stream. So we'll just see how it goes. But either way, I think this is a really cool, you know, event that I'm glad I get to take part of, because obviously as I've been traveling to kind of smaller centers, it hasn't really been going on as much as far as I've seen here in Brazil. But being a larger center, obviously there's way more Ukrainians here. So let me read some of your messages here, guys. Thank you very much, Tiago. And yeah, any questions you guys have, just put them down below. Thank you, Jeffrey. Yeah, so obviously if you guys watched my... Oh, no, the flag is flying away. 1 second here. Oh, no. Let's see. Oh, thank you. Perfect. You can put, I don't know, some kind of... Oh, okay, perfect. All right, perfect. So yeah, what they're actually doing here is they're making a large banner. I actually painted the Z, that is my artwork, and we've put different cities that Russia has attacked, where there's been a lot of fatalities, and I actually can't read what it says over there, but yeah, I thought this was actually a really cool idea that they have done. And then we got more signs here as well. Aw. Thank you so much for the very generous donation, Jim. Thank you. I'd rather you sent whatever portion you can to those who you think need it. How late did you stay awake at Carnival? You seem to be enjoying yourself. We'll add a donation on your site at the end of the month. Thank you so much, Jim. Yeah, we'll get to Carnival in a second, but actually just wanted to say that, you know, with all the videos that I have been putting out, I have had my Razom for Ukraine fundraiser, where 100% of the proceeds YouTube sends directly to the charity. And last time I checked, I think it was at like $4,600. I mean, my goal is 10,000, but still, I mean, like 10,000 was a huge number for me. To even get, you know, half of that is absolutely amazing, and I think we're totally going to reach it. So I have that fundraiser going on, I think, for the next 2 weeks. I had put it for a 2-month span. So thank you so much to everybody who has donated to Razom for Ukraine, because that goes directly to the charity, and it's just so cool that we have raised that much money. So thank you so much to everybody who has donated there. So thank you for that, Jim. Thank you very much for that. And yes, if you guys follow me on Instagram, you will have seen that 2 days ago I went to Carnival here in Sao Paulo, and it was wild. Like, it was unlike any other experience I have ever had. I would highly recommend going if you get the chance sometime, but that will obviously be a video in about that's 5 videos away, about 3 weeks away. Still got a lot here in Brazil that I have to edit, so thank you very much, Jim. I also saw a donation here from Harriet and Jim. Thank you so much. Harriet and I continue to support relief efforts in Ukraine as volunteers locally. We urge all of you to do so as well. Sending you lots of love, Harriet and Jim. Thank you guys so much. That's very sweet of you. So actually just want to give you guys a bit of an update. Maybe I'll turn this way so you guys can see the flag and the street behind me. So my family is thankfully currently safe, and a big update that happened this past week is that my cousin Misha, who I had mentioned is with my cousin Nastya in Lviv, they've been there for the past 2 months. He actually went back to Kiev. He's now reunited with his parents at our family home, and I'm just so grateful that he made it there safely, because I actually didn't know that he was planning to go when he did. I didn't know if it was really safe to be traveling in between the two cities just yet. Like obviously most of the fighting has been moved over to the east of the country, but it's still super unknown what's happening in the other parts of the country. Like Odessa, I think yesterday had like 3 missiles or something hit the city and 8 people, including a baby, have died. So it's just disgusting, and still going on in, you know, other parts of the western part of the country as well. So really, you know, nowhere in the country is still safe right now. So I was obviously concerned for him moving at this time, but he is back in Kiev, and, you know, really happy to see his parents. So I think my cousin Nastya will probably go in about a month or two, just because her and her boyfriend had rented an apartment in Lviv, and I guess can't get out of the rental agreement at this time, so they're just going to stay put there, probably until the summer. So that's an update on my family, and we have some other, you know, family friends who are still there right now, and that's kind of the other people who I think, you know, I'll send a portion of the money raised today to, because a lot of people can't work right now. Obviously, you know, there's only a very small portion of Ukrainians that have a remote work position that is still, you know, operating as normal, or, you know, they've left the country. But for the people who are still in Ukraine, and their work, you know, has been shut down, they really don't have much support, other than maybe if the city that they're in has been able to have humanitarian support come in and actually have like food trucks and other necessities that they're giving out. If they have that, well, at least they can get some free stuff. But a lot of people haven't been, you know, getting enough money to just live on and to get basic necessities to survive, you know, since this has been going on for basically 2 months now. So, you know, if you know anybody personally in Ukraine who needs help right now, like the best thing you can do is just send them money directly. And right now, banks have been operating in Ukraine. I just use TransferWise, which I've talked about before. That's how I send money to my family. So if you know any Ukrainians personally, you know, if you can just send them money directly, that's obviously better than any kind of charity, because 100% of the money is going towards, you know, people who absolutely need it. So let me read your comments here. Oh, thank you so much to Ananias. I'm sorry if I'm not saying your name correctly. This is the lovely lady who suggested that I do this event, that got me in contact with Katerina. So thank you so much for making this happen, because to be honest, I was actually a little bit worried to do the live stream here from Paulista Avenue, you know, having my phone out the whole time. But I feel overall, you know, very good in this area, because we've got a lot, you know, of people around. There's cops patrolling. It's a very laid back kind of vibe. So I really don't have any qualms about having my phone out and doing this. So I'm glad we were able to make it happen. Thank you so much to Henry for the donation. Thank you, Henry. I hope you're doing well. Really appreciate it. So as I read your comments here, guys, let me flip the camera and show you what they're doing here. We've got more signs being made. And actually what they've also done, one of the organizers was showing me, is they actually printed off little information packets with, you know, information with people who don't know much about the situation and how they can help, how they can support. And they're also selling pisankas, which is like the traditional, you know, Ukrainian painted eggs, with a kind of mobile donation app to, you know, the government and armies of Ukraine. So that's what they have there in the basket for people to buy and to get more information. They also have like some ribbons here. Why don't we actually walk a little bit closer to everything going on. There we are. Perfect. These guys here. Very cool. Yeah, and see, we're selling kasankas here with the Ukrainian flag. Hola. Organizers. Got Mariupol, Kiev, Bucha, Kharkiv, Irpin, and Putin genocide. Oh, just saw a very generous super chat from Katsu. Thank you so much, Katsu. Thank you for coming out as always. Hello, hello from Midnight Tokyo. Thank you so much. The support from Japan to Ukraine has also been very, very kind. You guys obviously know how much I love Japan, and it's been so beautiful to see the different protests that are going on there, and you know, the humanitarian aid that the government has given to Ukraine. So Japan is definitely an ally of Ukraine. Let's see here. Sylvia put a fair comment. Hi Alina, happy Easter. I believe that YouTube is rich enough to give up those fees when the money goes to charity. Yeah, I agree, but here's the thing. So YouTube will give up 100% of their fees if it goes to their registered charities. So that's why I have the Razom for Ukraine one, because that's you know, out of all the ones that YouTube has as an option, I feel like that will give the most direct support to Ukraine. So that's why I chose that one. But unfortunately, to get that charity on the list, you know, it has to be one of the bigger ones that has, you know, all of their tax information readily available online. You know, understandable why they do that. But all the smaller charities, like the ones that I've linked in the description, none of those, you know, show up on the platform. I can't link any of those charities as my fundraiser, unfortunately. So that's why I've kind of done 3 different ways of raising money, where you guys can either donate directly to Razom for Ukraine from my videos. You can look at the links in the description for the smaller, more Ukrainian charities, donate directly through them. Or obviously with the super chats, obviously YouTube does take a portion of those, but whatever I do get, I will personally send to people that I know in Ukraine. So if you guys want to help, there are options, you know, depending on where you'd like the money to go. And once again, if you know somebody in Ukraine, please donate directly to them. Send them money directly. That is the best way to do it. Oh, thank you so much to Peter. Spend a lot of time in Odessa and Brazil. Follow your channel. What a nightmare in Ukraine. Yes, unfortunately it is. Thank you very much for the donation, Peter. Really appreciate it. I'm sorry I cannot pronounce your name since it is in Korean, but thank you so much. Greetings from South Korea. My heart goes out to every Ukrainian suffering or fighting for their country. Wish you can continue a safe journey into Mexico. Thank you so much. That is incredibly kind of you. And speaking of South Korea, that is actually a place that has been on my list for a very long time. So I will definitely be visiting Seoul at some point in the next couple of years. So thank you so much for your support. Aw, thank you very much to Lost Soul. Greetings from Romania, Slava, Ukraine. Yesterday I went into a refugee camp with lots of products, and there is one more camp. Maybe by the end of the week I will go again. Slava, Ukraine. thank you so much for that. And thank you to everybody, you know, who has been donating, volunteering, you know, sending any kind of products if your area has that option. I know in Toronto there's been a few shipping companies that have kind of you know, done charity work to pay for the shipping fees and any kind of humanitarian products. People can just donate to them and they will send to Ukraine. So in any shape or form that you guys have been, you know, helping Ukrainians at this time, truly, you know, thank you so much. It is just incredible to see, you know, the worldwide disgust of what's happening right now. So thank you all for your help. Thank you so much to Rahul. That is so sweet of you. Sending love and solidarity to Ukraine. I just made a donation directly to Razom for Ukraine and Voices of Children. Enjoy your last week in Sao Paulo and have a wonderful Orthodox Easter. Rahul, you are so sweet. I have no words. Like the support that you have shown me, and you know, especially in this situation, to all Ukrainians, like truly, thank you so much. That is so kind of you, and I'm sure so many people really appreciate it. So thank you for being you. Oh God, getting emotional here. Good, I'm wearing glasses. Oh God. Okay. So one thing that's negatively happening right now of why I'm struggling and like this close to the camera is because it is pretty hot today. It's like 30 degrees and I'm in the bright sunlight. So I know my phone is getting hot, and when it gets hot, it dims the brightness to, you know, conserve energy. So it's a bit hard for me to read right now, but I'm just gonna get this close to make it happen. Yes, Ananase, I am going to talk to Katerina in actually just a minute here. Let me flip the camera here, guys. So here they are actually putting up some of the pictures and flags of what is going on. It is cool because there are, you know, people that are stopping to look and learn more about the situation. They have really picked like a good area to have the march, obviously, on a Sunday on Paulista Avenue. This is kind of the busiest area that you could choose. Oh, I want to say a big thank you once again to Jim. Thank you for the donation. Alina, can you explain the different spelling and pronunciation of Kiev or Kiev and some other names? Yes, absolutely. So, first and foremost, disclaimer. You guys know that I grew up speaking Russian. I, you know, speak that as, I guess, a second language now. Unfortunately, I don't know Ukrainian to speak it, but I do understand like maybe 30%. So I just want to get that out of the way, that I'm not an expert on Ukrainian by any stretch, but obviously I know the difference of the pronunciation of, you know, Ukrainian for the names of cities and the pronunciation in Russian. Unfortunately, I myself still pronounce it in the Russian way sometimes, just because, you know, before the last 10 years, when obviously relations between the two countries started to get worse, I always spoke them in the Russian way, but I understand the significance and importance of, you know, using the Ukrainian terminology for Ukrainian cities. So obviously Kiev in the Russian way is Kyiv in Ukrainian. Kharkov, being the Russian pronunciation, is Kharkiv in Ukrainian. So it is just more of like the E and the E sort of differentiation with the letter I or why I. Lvov is Russian, Lviv is Ukrainian. And then there are like a few other cities where the names have changed, like from Dnipropetrovsk is now Dnipro, you know, so there are some other cities that have actually had larger changes in what places are called as well. So it is basically Ukrainians just reclaiming their own cultural heritage. Ukrainian is obviously the language where children are taught in school. Any kind of government sort of organizations have all of their information in Ukrainian, and with everything going on, it's obviously going to be difficult to ever make Russian a official second language, even though the majority of people in Ukraine obviously understand and, you know, speak Russian. Like, there's still a very large amount of people, kind of similar to myself, whether they just grew up in the eastern part of the country or whether they just were so influenced through the Soviet Union that it's much more natural for them to speak Russian. But that doesn't mean that they're any less, you know, proud of being a Ukrainian. That's kind of, you know, like my exact situation, where I obviously support Ukraine. I'm very proud to be a Ukrainian, but I speak Russian. To me, you know, Ukrainian is very much, you know, maybe not a completely foreign language, but in a way it is. You know, it's like I never grew up speaking it, so for me it's difficult. But obviously if you live in Ukraine, you kind of have to know Ukrainian to survive. So most Ukrainians actually speak both Russian and Ukrainian. So I hope that clears up that confusion. But like I said, I totally support that, you know, Ukraine wants to have its own national identity away from the Soviet Union. And obviously that's like a portion of what this whole conflict is about, where Russia, the government especially of Russia, doesn't really value that. Let me just see here, guys. Flip the camera here. Let's see here, guys. I'm actually going to see if I can find the organizer, Katerina. Hello. I'm live streaming right now, and I actually wanted to ask you a couple of questions, if you don't mind, just to let people know. So first and foremost, like, you have been kind of the organizer of these events for how many weeks now? Yeah. Here. Yeah. Wow.
Yes, we have a small community, Ukrainian community in Paulo. But we are here.
That's awesome. That's fantastic. When's the last time you were in Ukraine?
In August last year.
Oh wow, yeah, so recent. Kind of. That's actually literally when I was there the last time. Wow, we were literally there. Yeah, yeah.
Very terrible situation for all of us.
Of course. And you still have family there, or have they all moved? Oh yeah.
Actually, my parents live here.
Oh.
Everyone else
Oh, I'm so sorry. Yeah, yeah. Of course. Yeah. Well, I was telling on camera there that you guys like are selling some pisankas. You're giving away some informational packets for people so that they can also donate to the government agencies. So, yeah. 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 What would you say has kind of been like, the reaction of people, that are stopping by? Would you say that most like Brazilians kind of, know what's been going on and stuff? Or how's the media here when it comes to the situation?
People don't really realize what's going on. They think that it's like 10,000 people here. Actually, Brazil is a country where we never really had a war.
Yeah.
So, they understand that something is happening, but they are not sure about the situation. And media here is trying to be very like independent, so they say that, oh, you can said that, you said that.
Yeah.
They have love what is happening.
Yeah.
And they don't realize that it's being like genocide in Ukraine. And so we are trying, when we are here, they stop and ask and see. So it's the way to inform
Absolutely. Because that's the thing. It's like if people truly understood, what was going on and the level that, like, this is happening on Ukrainian soil. Ukraine's not doing anything, on Russian soil. So if they understood that it is very one-sided, then maybe they would have, more sympathy for the situation.
Unfortunately, we don't have support.
Yeah. Yeah, let's hope for the best. But thank you so much for organizing this. Like, I really appreciate it as a fellow Ukrainian, and I hope that, more and more people will stand behind Ukraine and we can raise as much money as possible, because everything that I'm like raising today with like super chats and stuff, I'm sending directly to Ukraine, and I have some other fundraisers going on, so all the money raised today will go directly to Ukraine. Of course, of course. So here, guys, very nice lady. Really cool that this is happening. Let's see here. I think I missed some super chats as we were chatting, so let me just scroll through here. Let's see here. Oh no, what the heck? Or maybe I didn't miss a super chat. If I missed a super chat, please let me know, guys. Because just on my end, I thought I saw one, but now it is the ones that I already replied to. Yeah. Oh wow, we got 300 people in here now. Fantastic. Thank you very much to my friend Alex from Reportify Media for coming out. Thank you. Hope you're doing good. Let's see. Oh, shoot. Sorry to hear, guys, that you weren't able to hear Katerina very well. I didn't realize that. Unfortunately, with all the surrounding sound, it probably doesn't help, and I'm just live streaming on my phone, so obviously, it's hard to get a perfect connection and perfect sound from live streaming just on a phone, and there's not really many other options. But I guess let me kind of summarize what she was talking about, where they have been doing, a protest march basically from the second day that the war has started, and they've kind of made it a weekly event where every Sunday they come out here on Paulista Avenue, and usually they have a group of like 40, 50 people. Today we are kind of stationary because it is Easter and there's not as many people as usual to kind of carry everything. But usually if it was the normal amount of people here, somebody would like carry the flag, we'd carry this whole banner and stuff. But I think just for today, they're going to be stationary, and there's a person standing there selling Ukrainian pisankas, where all the money raised will be sent to charity. They're giving away like information packets, and Katerina herself, is from Ukraine, has family still in Ukraine, and was actually there just earlier this year in August, and has lots of loved ones there. So obviously this is, an issue that is very close to her heart. So I really appreciate, her organizing something like this, because it takes the kind of people to take initiative and to actually schedule something like this happening and organize everything so that people can actually hear about this event and then come out. So thank you for everybody who's kind of being a leader in this way to bring more awareness to things. Aww. Thank you so much for the very generous donation, Mark. Slava Ukraina. Thank you for what you're doing, Alina from America with love. Thank you so much, Mark. That is so incredibly kind of you. That is, that amount of money is a lot of groceries for a person during this time. So thank you so much for your support. Once I just want to make a mention that once I, send the money, I'll like make community board updates of like who I sent the money to and where. I'm probably not going to send it all at once. I'll probably just like send $50 to one person for now, send another, 50 to others, and then kind of, as the time progresses, or if I come across somebody else that I can't think of right now that needs the money, I will send it to them then and like keep updating you guys of where the money is going. Let's see here. Just gonna read your comments here, guys, and I'll flip the camera here. I'm just trying to read the comments here, guys. As I told you, the sun is making my phone extremely hot right now. I actually hear some people speaking Russian. Interesting. One interesting thing that I will say, actually, how do I? So, you know how I said like most Ukrainians actually know both Ukrainian and Russian, and it's interesting because if you kind of understand the sounds of the difference between the two languages, you will very often find that people will switch or kind of mix both languages. It's like all the time when I would go to the grocery store, like in Kiev, let's say, one person, well, let's say even me, will, speak Russian to the cashier or whoever's working there. And a lot of times, if the person feels more comfortable in Ukrainian, they'll reply back in Ukrainian. And so it's like people having a conversation in two different languages, but almost always, they understand each other. Or like somebody will mix like Ukrainian and Russian words. So I actually find that super interesting, where I don't think there's many other languages that have that, right? Because it's like even here, Portuguese is obviously different from Spanish, but they kind of understand each other. Like I've had a Colombian friend who was saying that when he came to Brazil for vacation, he could more or less, understand people and they could understand him, but very rarely would, somebody who speaks Portuguese suddenly break out into Spanish, right? Like they just wouldn't do that. But obviously with the Soviet Union and the people who lived through that, you know, most people are very comfortable in both languages. So I think that's actually a very unique sort of situation. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much to the very lovely Nathalie Savoy. Thank you so much for your incredibly kind donation. That is so sweet of you. Thank you for doing this, my dear Alina. Hopefully this madness ends soon, but Ukraine will need a lot of help rebuilding. Oh my gosh, thank you so much, Nathalie. That is so incredibly kind of you, and especially since you have been doing, you know, so much to help Ukraine and putting on different fundraisers yourself and everything you do with your business. Thank you so much for everything that you have been doing, and thank you for this donation. I promise I will send it to somebody who really needs it. So thank you all so much. Like I can't see how much I have raised so far exactly, because YouTube, you know, still has to take their percentage and stuff. But like I said, I'll keep you guys updated with where I am sending the money. So thank you so much, lovely. Hope you are doing good. I just find it actually so incredible that, you know, so many of you guys have actually been, you know, that I've known for so long, that, you know, we've gotten to know each other through this channel, through this community, and it's been years now. It's like, it's not just, you know, somebody that I, you know, just met or just chatted with a couple times. Like some of you guys that have been following my channel for a long time, like I truly consider you, you know, like friends and people I know, you know, quite well. So thank you to everybody who has been following my channel for so long. It actually starts to kind of blur, you know, how long I have been doing this now. Like it's actually been quite a while. Having many anniversaries. Ananias asks, how old were you when you moved to Canada, Alina? Are both of your parents Russian? Yeah, so I guess for those of you who haven't been with me as long, I moved to Canada when I was about 5 years old, so obviously quite young, where, you know, if you talk to people who move to countries usually over the age of 10, I find anyway, not a hard rule, but I just find that anybody who moved after they're kind of sort of done their childhood, a lot of them will still have an accent. But if you move as a kid and the new language becomes your dominant language, a lot of times you lose the accent. So, you know, I have more of an accent when I speak Russian. Oh, I'm just gonna move a sign. I have more of an accent when I speak Russian than when I speak Canadian, obviously. So, you know, I do consider myself very Canadian as well as Russian Ukrainian. And then to answer your question, are both of my parents Russian? Yes. So my biological father, who was never really a part of my life, yes, he was born in Russia, and my mom was born in St. Petersburg. So both of my parents are both Russian. My mom lived 14 years in Russia before they got to Kiev, and I don't know what is happening here. There's some kind of run that is going on. I don't know what's happening. So yeah, she lived, you know, for 14 years of her life in Russia, and then they lived for, I guess, almost the same amount in Ukraine before she ended up moving to Canada. So in a way, my mom is also, you know, very much a mix of Russian, Ukrainian. But at home, we always spoke Russian. You know, it's like our family, you know, still primarily speaks Russian. But of course, you know, with the kids studying Ukrainian at school, and, you know, that's what the media primarily uses now, and all the, you know, signs everywhere in Ukraine are in Ukrainian. So obviously they're fluent in Ukrainian. And to be honest, what is probably going to happen with everything that has happened is that more and more people will choose to speak primarily Ukrainian at home, and, you know, in any kind of formal setting as well. So that's just kind of inevitable thing, even if the atrocities that have been happening, you know, since 2014 didn't happen, that was still going to be inevitable, that Ukraine wants to have its own cultural identity outside of Russia. So, you know, that's just the way it's going to be. But having said that, I think that it is great to be able to know any kind of second language, and I will say how helpful it has been for me to know Russian, because going to all the post-Soviet countries has been much easier, and I've been able to, you know, talk with locals and get around much easier because I know Russian. And so I think there does have to be, you know, some kind of line that has to differentiate between, you know, what the government and any of its supporters in Russia, you know, obviously I believe that that should be condemned, but there should be a difference between that and just the regular Russian people, who there are many who are completely against what is happening, you know, the many beautiful aspects of Russian culture, the many beauties of Russia as a country, and its, you know, its language. You know, there's so many Russian speakers in the world that absolutely don't support any of what's going on, and we can't just put it all under one blanket and say Russia is a completely horrible country, you should never speak Russian, you know, they don't, you know, deserve any kind of support, even though there's plenty of people who are against this. So I do think we need to have some differentiation between those things, because yeah, like I said, I think it's very helpful, you know, for anybody that has learned both Russian and Ukrainian. I think it's a huge asset as far as travel and, you know, communicating with other people goes, so to say. Thank you once again for the donation, Harriet and Jim. That is so kind of you. Oh, thank you so much for your help, Alex, for moderating. I really appreciate it. Thank you for the donation, View from Lookout. Very sweet of you. Let's see here. All right, as I'm reading here, guys, I'm going to flip the camera once again. They're handing out Ukrainian flags right now, which is great. It's awesome because there's really, you know, people of all ages. Oh, actually, guys, my God, I can't believe how hot I am right now. When I got to Sao Paulo, it was actually maybe like 20, 21 degrees here, which obviously is still warm out, but I was wearing the warmest things I had. I was wearing like jeans, t-shirt, sweater, and then I have like a windbreaker jacket, and I was wearing all of that to like be comfortable. And today I wore jeans and a t-shirt, and I am just like sweltering, because I mean, we're not in the shade, that's probably why, but what a difference a week can make. Wendell asks, are you going to live here in Brazil, or are you just visiting? I am just visiting. Brazil is an amazing country. Like, I have really loved my time here, but I don't even know what the kind of immigration situation is for them right now. Oh, are you guys saying that you're not hearing me well? What? I would think that I'm so close to the camera that it should be okay. I hope it's all right. Nice that we actually got some other photographers here and some other people filming for social media. Okay, good. Audio is fine. Oh, okay, good. Good. Thank you. I'm glad. Yeah, before I actually used to do... There are people cosplaying as Naruto over there. Oh my gosh. Actually, you know what, guys? I will give you a little walk down Paulista Avenue, you know, maybe in a bit here. Because originally I thought we were going to march, and I'd also give you guys, like, you know, a view of this area. Though, maybe not for long, just because then I am on my own without a group, kind of, you know, the protection of a group with live streaming. But I will give you guys a view of this area after we're done here as well. But what was I gonna say? I had something else I wanted to tell you guys. I don't even know now. Shoot. Okay, that's what it was. Okay. So, nothing set in stone. And first and foremost, just saw a super chat from Tom for $20. Thank you so much, Tom. That is so kind of you. Nothing set in stone, guys, because honestly, like, we have no idea, you know, what's going to happen and, you know, what the situation is going to be. But as you know, I'm going to Mexico next. I'm going to be there for a month, and then I'm going back to Canada. Has been a while, and since I haven't, you know, seen my parents in quite some time, other than my mom visiting in Rio, I want to spend at least a couple months in Canada and kind of just, you know, get my bearings, because I have been kind of going nonstop for 6 months. I probably will spend 2 or 3 months in Canada, but then if it is safe enough to do so, I think I will try and go to Ukraine probably at the end of the summer, like maybe mid-August. You know, like, once again, this is all just up in the air. We'll see how things go, but obviously if it is safe enough, I would love to go and visit my family and be able to help, you know, actually there on the ground in any way I can, whether it is just, you know, creating content and showing what is going on, and getting involved in any kind of, you know, organizations. Because at this point in time, I know some people said, like, go now, but, like, unless I am just going to Poland, like, it is dangerous. Like, it is not a safe place to just, you know, be going for anyone who doesn't absolutely need to be there right now. And the other reason is that there are so many volunteers right now. Like, there are so many people, you know, doing work right now in support of Ukraine. But what I worry that will happen, that happens with a lot of, you know, wars and disasters, is that, you know, once things calm down, unfortunately, people just tend to, you know, feel like, oh, it's over, it doesn't matter, people aren't still struggling, and there's not as much media coverage and people talking about it and people donating and supporting. So the way I actually look at it is that right now there's more than enough people who are, you know, doing work on the ground, and I'm so grateful for anybody who is. But I would actually rather go later and give any kind of support I can on the ground, because that's when hopefully things will be so much better, and probably not as many people will be talking about it. So when it's safe to do so, I will, of course, you know, I would love to go back to Ukraine and help my family and help there in person in any way I can. So, not saying that this is for sure going to happen, you know, this year. It really is just out of our hands how things are going to be. And, you know, I don't know, you know, work-wise exactly what I'll have happening. But if I can, I will absolutely go to Ukraine if it is safe to do so. Sorry guys, just taking a minute here. Okay, I'm gonna flip this as I'm reading here, guys. Yes, it is sad that my stay in Brazil is almost over. It has been an amazing time. And what's crazy actually is that you know, when I first started my videos in Brazil, like compared to the views that I was getting in Colombia, I was not at all getting that when I first got to Brazil. And it made me a bit sad because, you know, I was like, this is, you know, such a cool country. I wish, you know, we had more viewership, you know, on these videos and stuff, but, you know, you can't always control that. But recently, I have gotten way more views on my videos, specifically Curitiba and the train ride that I did, and I'm getting way more Brazilian subscribers as well. So thankfully I still have like, you know, 6 more videos to post from here, but that's just how it goes sometimes, where it takes like, you know, at least 5 videos for the algorithm to really catch on of like the kind of content that you're putting out, and for it to reach, you know, the audience that would be most interested in it. So in a way it makes me sad that just now my videos are getting more traction. I'm getting so many kind Brazilians, you know, reaching out to me, but I'm literally about to leave. So yeah, I would love to come back to Brazil sometime, because I still have so much of the country that I wasn't able to see this time around. But I still have 5-6 more videos, guys, so not to worry. Oh, I missed a super chat. How did that happen here? Thank you so much. Thank you so much to Mitch, making a donation to help people in Ukraine. I hope the madness ends soon. Slava Ukraini, Slava Geroyam. Thank you so much, Mitch. I'm so sorry I missed that. It's good that it actually came up on my top bar here, because I'm not seeing it. Let's see here. Yeah, on the screen it's not coming up, but thank you so much, Mitch. That is so kind of you. Lisa asks if I'm going to go to Russia. Well, I think you can understand that no, I'm obviously not. Obviously, this has completely changed, you know. Obviously I love many Russians. I love Russian culture. I love Russian heritage. I have Russian blood in me, so to say, and I speak Russian. But after what has happened, emotionally, it would be far too difficult to go anytime soon and just pretend like there's not a substantial amount of people there who absolutely support what is going on, and probably honestly might have hatred for me if I say that I'm Ukrainian. Like, that's the sad reality of it. Of course, most Russians are not like that, but there is, especially right now, you know, definitely people who are super extreme, and I would not feel safe there, you know, voicing that I am Ukrainian, and I don't really, you know, want to support their, you know, economy over Ukraine right now. I wouldn't want to promote travel there right now over Ukraine. So obviously for those reasons, I don't see myself going to Russia anytime soon until there is like a national acknowledgement of what the country has done and there is remorse for that. Until they have different government in there, 100% I'm not going to Russia. And to be honest, I don't even know if I could get into Russia, because obviously on my platform I have, you know, stated my opinion on this matter, and it wouldn't surprise me if, you know, if the kind of government that's still in right now was to, you know, look over my visa, because Canadians need a visa to get into Russia, I could very well be denied just for having these views. Like, there's really famous blogger, YouTuber, TV host, Anton Patushkin. He's banned from Russia for 50 years. Like, Russia put out a whole bunch of sanctions on anybody in a high media position, you know, that has obviously pro-Ukraine views, and they're not able to get into Russia. Basically, they've been banned. So, you know, my platform isn't that big, so obviously I'm not on their radar to get outright, you know, sanctioned. But if I applied for a visa, I wouldn't be surprised if I got denied, just because on my channel, if they ever looked at it, obviously they would see, you know, I do not support Russia in this. So that's why I'm not going to Russia anytime soon. Thank you very much to Fabio. I'm glad you liked the video from Prudentopolis. Let's see here. Baron asks, can you show us a little bit of the buildings around you? Yes. So, where we are right now actually is a very unique kind of government building. Actually, once we step back from it, you guys can get a better view. But there's a lot of very unique architecture here in Sao Paulo especially. It's like a very interesting mix. Like if you go to their kind of downtown historic center, which you guys will see in my videos, that is like a very unique area for architecture. And then here on Paulista Avenue, which is kind of like the business downtown sort of district, here there's a lot of like more modern kind of architecture, like lots of skyscrapers and stuff. So that is the area that we are in. Where I'm staying is actually about how long of a walk? About a 30-minute walk, I guess, from this area. And the roads that I choose to walk on, I feel like, you know, super safe on. So a lot of times I don't even like Uber if I'm coming down here. I'll just walk down here, which has been great because you guys know I'm a walker. I much prefer to walk cities than have to take taxis and all that kind of stuff. Ah, yes. Indian Mastiff says Japan House and Sao Paulo Museum of Art are nice buildings. Yeah, I actually went to Japan House 2 days ago. Yeah, I went 2 days ago. Really cool place. And I got some ramen, guys. Oh my gosh, I went to a really good ramen place here. And it was, you know, slightly like stepping back in time to my trips to Japan. And it's really cool because here in Sao Paulo, I think this is the city that has the most, the largest amount of Japanese diaspora. I think the majority of them live in Sao Paulo because, actually, any Brazilians, let me know. It is like #1, right? Like Brazil is the #1 diaspora for Japanese people that have like Japanese heritage, I mean, as well, here in Brazil. And, you know, that's just something that I didn't know before coming here, so it's very cool. Yeah, the Japanese community in Sao Paulo is huge. Very cool. Oh, thank you very much, Tom. Victor says, too bad you won't stay until winter to see the snow in Santa Catarina and Rio Grande do Sul. Honestly, I'm fine. I'm fine. This has been the first year where I have almost missed winter. The only time that I experienced winter from March of 2021. Yeah, March of 2021 was the last time that I was like in Canada and it was winter. And then just briefly I was in Toronto for 2 weeks in November, and on the day that I was leaving it snowed. But other than that, I have experienced just sunshine. I'm more tan than I've ever been in my whole life, and I'm okay with skipping a winter. After 20 years in Saskatchewan's -40, -50, I'm good. I'm very good. Oh, we had some signs fall here. I'm just gonna flip the signs here. Okay. I'm just picking up signs, guys, so these guys. Oh no, it's falling everywhere. See here. All right, all the signs are falling, so I'm trying my best. Oh, and they all fell again. Okay. All right, I did not help. All right, guys, well, we have been live streaming for basically an hour now. Katerina's giving an interview, so I want to say bye to her, so maybe I'll just wait. Oh, and there's another one. Perfect, there we go. Hopefully I'll wait for her to finish giving the interview, and then I'll say bye to her, and then I'll take you guys for a little walk down Paulista Avenue. Oh no! Oh, I wonder if there's a way. Or yeah, put it on the floor, yeah. Alright, yeah. Let's do that. What was I gonna say? My mind is off today. I'm still sleep deprived. As you guys will see in my carnival video, we stayed out so late because it starts at like 11 p.m. and then by the time I got home it was like almost 4, and the next day I was filming, so I had to get up early, and then today I also got up fairly early, so I'm a little bit on tired brain right now. So yeah, I'll take you guys for a little walk down the avenue. I think it should be okay. Like I see, you know, quite a few people with their phones out, and there was even some people, you know, kind of doing like photo shoots and stuff. So I think it should be okay. Let's see here. Let's see here, guys. Guys, I'm just reading your comments here. Yeah, it really is so cool that like in Brazil, depending on, you know, whether you're in the north, in the central part, in the south, it's like you will find so many different international, you know, communities. Obviously everybody there is Brazilian, but a lot of people, you know, have heritage from different places that are like second and third generation, and you know, still take part in the different traditions of, you know, their heritage countries and stuff. Like Prudentopolis, where I was for Ukrainian stuff, Brazil really is just like such a diverse country with so many cultural backgrounds. And this is actually, I will say this is the first country outside of like Canada and America where like you 100% can't know who's Brazilian and who's not. Like every different skin color, every single hair type, like every different look, like you really can't tell, you know, who is a local and who isn't. And like so many times, you know, people will obviously assume I'm a local and, you know, come up to me speaking Portuguese. I'm like, oh, sorry, I'm a tourist, you know, I don't know. So it's interesting to be here with such a diverse population. Because like Colombia was diverse for sure as well. Like with Colombia too, you can have people that look every kind of which way, but I think it's much more of a diverse population here in Brazil. Well, because it's also such a much bigger country as well. It probably has like received much more, you know, immigration than Colombia has. Let's see here, guys. I think Katerina's just finishing up, so I will go up to her in just a second. But man, I give props to all the people here, you know, that are volunteering their time and have come out to the march, because like, you know, that's not only dedication and passion, and you know, they're doing, oh no, the paint spilled. Oh, sorry. You spilled the blood. Dang it, actually I shouldn't have touched that shit. Shit, now I'm all covered in paint. Oh, dang it. One sec, guys. I gotta wipe the red off of my hands. There you go. Alright. See here. Just reading your messages here, guys. 1 second. Нет войны. Now a guerra. I guess that's in Portuguese. Very cool. Alright. Actually, maybe I'll just say bye to her now. Actually, oh no, I don't want to interrupt. I don't want to interrupt. That's rude. I will wait. I'll give you guys a view here of the streets while we wait. It's actually really cool where this was in Colombia as well, where it's very common, like many main avenues in major cities in both Colombia and Brazil, they actually shut down on Sundays, and people, you know, exercise and kind of get together and socialize. I think that's a really cool idea. Because like there are parks, you know, there are green spaces in Sao Paulo for sure that people, you know, can kind of go to relax in, but this is like another huge area that they open up. So, Katerina, I think I'm actually going to head out and stuff to finish the live stream. So just wanted to say a big thank you once again for letting me come here today. Thank you for all of your work.
Thank you for being here.
Of course, of course. Thank you and all the best. Slava Ukraina. Bye. Take care. All right, guys. Wonderful, wonderful people. Really appreciate what they're doing. Oh, I think I missed a super chat. I missed a super chat from Michael once again. Thank you so much. Alina, a little bit too to help Ukraine. Thank you so much, Michael. That is very kind of you. I'm actually really excited to send the money that we have raised here today to some of the people that I've had in mind. Some of them are actually my mom's friends because she's not, you know, she's not super well versed in technology, if we can put it that way. So anytime she has wanted to, like, you know, send money to her friends and stuff in Ukraine, she has always like just sent me money, and then I send it for her through TransferWise and stuff like that. So I already have like all the names in my account and stuff, and I think if they'll really be surprised and, you know, grateful for the help, because, you know, some of them are older. Like that's the issue with, you know, people asking, you know, like why haven't some people left Ukraine? Well, first and foremost, men 18 to 60 can't leave. So, you know, that's the main reason of why my family is still there right now. But then a lot of people are just older, and like, where are they gonna go? Like, it's already quite dangerous to, you know, try and just get through the country, and obviously there's not transportation that's working in all the different areas, and, you know, some people, it's just, they almost have to make the best of whatever situation they're in, or just go to the closest neighboring city that hasn't been, you know, touched as much. So especially for the older people, this has been a just terrible situation, because they really can't leave, you know, just even health-wise. Let me flip the camera here. Had some people up there. Actually, fun fact for you guys. So, you know how I was saying that this is Paulista Avenue, right? So, from what I have been told, the name for people who are from Sao Paulo is Paulista, which is really cool. So very interesting that it's kind of the same name as the avenue here. I don't know which one came first, you know, the chicken or the egg kind of thing. Actually, just yesterday, I went out with 2 Brazilian friends that I had met on my Arraial do Cabo boat ride. 2 really nice ladies who will actually be in my video of Sao Paulo when it comes out. And we went to a really cool area called Vila Madalena. We also got a traditional Brazilian lunch, which was super good. And that area would also be a really cool area to stay in or stay close to or whatever. It was like this really artsy, bohemian, you know, lots of cool bars, probably kind of like a younger, you know, generation kind of thing. But that area I hadn't been to yet, and they took me to, and it was really, really cool. I really liked that. Because unfortunately, I will say that the historic center, where I was saying there's a lot of really cool architecture, I took a free walking tour of that area, and unfortunately, you know, if I'm being honest, it did not feel safe. Like, I had actually been considering getting an apartment, you know, in that area, and I'm glad I didn't, because I would not have felt comfortable even like getting in and out of Ubers in that area. So, you know, there's some areas of Sao Paulo, like Paulista here, that are super chill, that you feel really safe in, you know, have all the amenities you could need. And then there's some other areas, even if they are, you know, have good tourist attractions, they're just not the safest to be spending a lot of time in, if you know what I mean, you know, without a tour. So I hope that in my video I'll kind of give you guys some suggestions of good areas to stay in, because, you know, definitely there's lots of awesome places in Sao Paulo. Oh, thank you so much for the super chat. Once again, Harriet and Jim, thank you so much. No worries that you have to run, and say hello to your new family member Yuki for me. Thank you so much, guys. And then I got another super chat here from, oh, what is that name? Ninive Ka. I'm sorry if I pronounced that wrong. Thank you so much for the cute little super sticker and donation. Thank you so much. That is awesome. Perfect. All right, we got some live music here, guys. Let me show you the view.
Lá de Goiás você nunca vai achar. Tomar cerveja quente, ninguém merece.
Very cool. And there's, just like less than a block down, there's another live music group. This is a really great place to be on a Sunday afternoon. Or is that a march? I don't even know what that is. Let me actually not get run over by bikes. And go over on this side. Give you guys a view. There's actually a bit more shade in this area, so figured I'd give you guys a new view and also save my skin, because even though I have SPF 50 on, the amount of sun that I have gotten in the last year is a lot more than I'm used to, so my skin has unfortunately had some sunburns in this past while. I'm not sure what the Uber signs are actually. I have seen those because, yeah, Uber can't come down here, like the street is closed. So I don't know what they are. Can any Brazilians let me know? Or does it mean like they'll order an Uber for you? Which would be weird because most people have phones. I don't know. I actually don't know what those are about. One thing I want to say. I mean, I'm not a gelato expert, but that gelato, Bacio di Latte, it's Italian, is some of the best gelato I have had in years. Like, I can't even tell you guys how good it is. I've had so many flavors there and every single one has been amazing. I am going to miss that so much when I'm in Mexico if they don't have it, or Canada. That is such good gelato. Highly recommend trying it if you come here. Got some cute dogs. Some cute dogs. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you, bye. That's so cute. He was at the Ukraine protest though. Aw. Thank you so much to AS. Все буде Україна. Дякую. Thank you so much. That's so sweet of you. Where should I go? Where should I go? Gotta get some lunch at some point. I like woke up this morning and had some leftover pancakes, but almost tripped. But I am hungry because it is already what? It's like 12 or 1 o'clock. So after my live stream, I'll go to a Brazilian buffet or something of the like, because that's definitely one thing that I have seen more in Brazil than anywhere else, is kind of like well, I guess it's not, it is a buffet, but you're like weighing it. It's like you go to a buffet, you pick out what you want, you put it on a plate, and then the weight of the plate is what you pay, and it's like a set price per 100 grams or something. Genius. Fantastic idea. Because then you're not always paying like the high price of, you know, all you can eat buffet. Unless you're super hungry, it's not always worth it. But when you weigh it and still get to pick out what you want, smart Brazilians. Very good idea. Daniel says we call this kind of buffet comida a kilo. Ah, yes, a kilo, yes. Very smart. Aw. Thank you so much to Leandro for the super chat. And is that in Brazilian currency? I think it is. Thank you so much. Very sweet of you. Okay, I'm reading comments, but afraid I'm gonna like run into people. So just give me a sec here, guys. While I read it, I'm gonna flip the camera. Nicholas says the Uber signs are propaganda or advertisements. What? Propaganda for what? For Uber? I don't understand. Very cool. Okay, I thought I had seen a comment I wanted to reply to, but I sadly cannot seem to find it. I'll take this moment to block one of the unfortunate bots. I'm all for free speech unless it is just blatant like lies. And unfortunately, like with these streams, you guys know that I can't moderate, answer questions, and show you what's going on. So I apologize that there probably have been so many, you know, unnecessary comments on this live stream. And I think Alex had actually cleaned some up for me because I gave him moderator status. So a big thank you to him. But yeah, just, you know, that's the internet in a nutshell. But yeah, I just blocked one of them. Oh, we got the police. Hello. Same guy that passed us before. We got the police coming down here. Aw. Thank you very much to Sight Schvick, the very best to you from Victoria, BC, where the weather is cold and wet. Send me the sun. Thank you so much. And you guys, I will be doing a tour of Vancouver Island this summer. I am so excited. I have never been to Victoria or Tofino or any of those kinds of places before. I really haven't seen, you know, that much in BC. Oh, my wrist hurts. I haven't seen that much in BC outside of multiple trips to Vancouver, 2 trips to Whistler, and kind of sort of a road trip that I did with my mom where we like went to Radium Hot Springs, which I believe is in BC, not Alberta, and Golden, BC. So I haven't seen that much in BC, so I will be seeing Vancouver Island for the very first time on this coming trip, which I'm very excited about. So thank you very much for the super chat, and I hope the sunshine comes to visit you very soon. Watch out for the Bigfoots on the woods of Vancouver Island. Oh, I will be very careful. Thank you so much for the super chat. Can't see the name here though. What's the name? From Marco Wolf. Oh my gosh, and that is so generous. Thank you so much, Marco. That is so sweet of you. I hope you are doing good. Thank you for coming out and supporting as always. Very cute super sticker as well. I like him. Let's see here. And actually speaking, can cross the street here. Speaking of Vancouver, amazing city. Like the reason that I'm actually like going back to Vancouver too is because, you know, I really want to see it more in depth to actually know if that's a place that I would ever consider living, you know, if you know what I mean. Probably not because it's so expensive, but you know, I just want to give it a chance because I haven't been there in a while, and I'm kind of getting more serious about, you know, trying to find a home base where I will still continue my travels from, but you know, just have my own place, can actually store stuff instead of just the backpack that I have. Let me show you actually the cops on horses as I chat here. Just like in Canada, this is the Royal Brazilian Mounties. So yeah, I definitely want to spend some time in Vancouver just to get, you know, more of a sense of what it's like to actually live there. And when I was looking for a place to stay, I'm sorry, but like it's horrible. It's horrible. Like it's worse than Toronto for a place to stay this time of year, because I even cross-referenced like what's a 1-bedroom or even just a room in downtown Toronto versus how much it is in downtown Vancouver. Like sickening. Like $150 was the average price for downtown Vancouver. Downtown, of course, that is where I want to stay. But sure, if I stayed in like Burnaby or like, you know, North Vancouver or something, of course it'd be less. But I want to stay downtown. Horrible prices. So probably gonna stay at a hostel. You know, I'm gonna pay $60 a night for a bunk bed, but that's what it is. Here in Sao Paulo, I have a beautiful luxury apartment for technically $50 a night. And in Vancouver, I will pay more than that for a bunk bed. Fantastic. Just fantastic. Yeah. Yes, I know about Hastings Street. I accidentally walked there once, and yeah, that's all I'll say about that. Let me flip here. Oh shoot, we've been going for an hour and a half. Wow. So guys, I'm probably gonna end things off here soon. Oh, I missed a super chat. Thank you so much to Mitch. I've been to Niagara Falls, Toronto, Ottawa, Montreal, and Quebec City. Canada is a beautiful place to visit. Thank you so much, Mitch. I completely agree. I love Canada. Amazing place to visit. Can be extremely expensive is my only complaint. Thank you so much to Martin. Thank you so much for the super chat. Sorry I'm late to the party. Good luck with the journey to Mexico. Thank you so much for coming out as always, Martin. I really appreciate you. Hope you're doing good. Oh my God. Thank you so much. JFP. I don't think I've seen that name before, but that is incredibly generous. Thank you so much. The best to you from Northern Virginia. That is so kind. You guys, like, I don't have words for, you know, this community. As much as the internet can be a horrible place sometimes, and sometimes I genuinely do question, you know, how long I want this to be my job, because sometimes it does get to me. But the majority of the people that we have in this community is just like, there's no words for how much of an angel you all are, and like the money that we have raised today, which I think we'll have to see, like, you know, how much YouTube takes of it, but I think it should be at least $500. I think we have raised at least $500 here in the super chats that I am going to send to people in Ukraine. And with TransferWise, at least with TransferWise, we don't have super high fees. Like for $100 that I send, I think they've only been charging me like 2 or 3, which is really good, you know, for sending money abroad and stuff. So I should be able to send $500 abroad to Ukraine to people who really need it, and it's all because of you guys. So thank you so much for all of your generous support, and for anybody who even just like came out here. If you can't donate money, that's totally fine. I just appreciate, you know, you being here and supporting Ukraine in any way you can. So thank you all so much, truly, for coming out today. I have had a great time. I didn't even think that I'd be able to walk down the main avenue of Sao Paulo and be able to live stream. So let me give you guys actually one last view here of the street before I head out. And yeah, this has been like an absolute, you know, dream of a trip here in Brazil. I can't wait for you guys to see the other videos that I have made about some of the other places I visited. There will be 3 from Sao Paulo, just because Carnival itself absolutely needed its own video. So I hope you guys will like them. Big thank you for the other donation from the lovely Brianna. Thank you so much. When I'm available, Lena, I will gladly moderate for you and try to keep it civil here, free of debris. Just think on it. Love ya. thank you so much, Brianna. I will 100% make you a moderator. If for some reason I forget, just shoot me a message and I will do it right away. But I will try and do that when I get home, because I would, yeah, really appreciate that. And thank you so much for the donation once again. And yeah, thank you so much, guys. Hello and goodbye from Sao Paulo. The next time you see me in a live stream will probably be in Mexico. I don't know, what it's going to be like yet, obviously, but I am staying, I think, in a good, fairly safe area of Mexico City. And just from what I've heard from other people, I think if I'm able to do a live stream here, I think I should be able to do a live stream in Mexico City, like find the best, safest area to do it from. So actually, if anybody has suggestions of like safe areas to live stream from in Mexico City, I'm just gonna go here away from the music. Yeah, shoot me a message. Let me know, because obviously I'm not at all well acquainted yet with Mexico City. Thank you so much for the donation, Donnie Boy, Slava Ukraina. Thank you so much. And yeah, guys, I'm going to end it off here. What a fantastic way to spend Sunday afternoon with you all here on Paulista Avenue in Sao Paulo. So thank you all so much for your support. Thank you to all the wonderful people who organized the protest today for Ukraine. Thank you so much to all of you who have been doing that every single weekend here in Brazil. And I'm sending you guys lots of love. Hope you're having a fantastic day, and keep being your own kind of beautiful. Bye, guys.